Pokemon and humans. The natural order. All life was created by the spark of Mew's existence and its vastly complex DNA. At least, that's the conventional story we've all followed and accepted. Even I did until recently I decided to question this. What if this story is half-baked? What if this truth was only a half-truth? Well, after writing up the script, conversing with a few of my fellow thinkers, I've come to realize that I can't just accept the conventional explanation anymore that all life was simply spawned from just Mew. So grab a kettle, pour the Thonk Juice, because thinkers, after this little thought process, hopefully you too will feel a need to question everything about the origins of life in Pokemon. Whether it's the Kanto regions of Gen 1 or the Paldea regions of Gen 9, always are we dealing with the same planet. Now, we know that factually Mew was the origin point of all life, and that its DNA contained the information of all life, people and Pokemon alike. However, how did it even do this? How did Mew perform a planetary scale effort in populating the planet? Or was it simply the one to flick a switch? Perhaps contrary to what we have been led to believe, maybe, just maybe Mew created a world full of Dittos.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
The primordial sludge that all wakes of life came from. Maybe Ditto didn't originate from a man-made experiment, but simply rediscovered in a lab during the Mewtwo experiments because Ditto and Mew both contain the DNA of all life. It's just that Mew had the psychic powers necessary to create life. It can learn all of the moves that exist after all. It's that powerful. I mean, if you think about it, it makes a ton of sense for such a powerful singular Pokemon to create a large group of common underlings to carry out the groundwork of this singular Pokemon's sole task. It even looks like it belongs with the other three children of Arceus, Uxie, Mesprite, and Azelf, the three Pokemon responsible for sentience. The thing is, without life, sentience has no physical form to exert its will upon the physical world, and perhaps that's what Mew was. Like the other three Mons classified as bringers of knowledge, emotion, and willpower, perhaps Mew was the bringer of life, the bringer of the physical form. And like any wise leader and creature tasked with such a broad mission, of course, it gave complete freedom for its creation Ditto to take the form of anything it needs in order to survive the stresses of the world's rapidly shifting ecosystems. Having said all this, it is possible that Mew very well may have simply created the primordial sludge in which all life, people, and Pokemon alike came from over the course of time as evolution took place. After all, it's well established in Pokemon lore that people and Pokemon are alike, and at one point indistinguishable from one another. Seeing the world populated by Dittos explains a lot about why humans seem to connect with other Pokemon so deeply, why gym leaders slowly take on the attributes of the Pokemon types they immerse their daily lives with, because humans and Pokemon came from Dittos and Dittos were created first by Mew. It makes a lot more sense to see the origin of life in the Pokemon world this way than just Mew by its little lonesome self simply waggling its little tail and using its psychic powers to will a planetary scaled life creation event. No, instead it created underlings that would facilitate this task.
Oh, but Thinkafurr, we see hard evidence in the anime and in the games that Ditto were created in a lab.
Why yes, this is true. Humans did in fact experiment and accidentally create Ditto when they tried to create Mew from cloning, and without Ditto, they couldn't have created Mewtwo either. To this I say that perhaps maybe that Ditto is just an accident they stumbled across because of how closely linked Ditto is with its pink furry creator, Mew. I mean, just think about it. The simplest answer is often the most likely, and when you question it from the angles I've presented, it makes way too much sense. Heck, maybe this explains why Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny exist at virtually no end. Perhaps they aren't actually a naturally occurring character, but instead a working class created from the Ditto experiments to help with the overwhelming needs of an ever-growing society that is rapidly evolving. I mean, think about it. Ditto is pink, and even Nurse Joy's hair is always pink. And shiny Ditto is blue, just like every single Officer Jenny's aquamarine blue hair. Still not convinced? Well, have this to think about. Normal Mew is pink, normal Ditto is pink, shiny Mew is blue, and shiny Ditto is blue. The only way that Ditto was artificially recreated was in a lab during a cloning experiment to create Mew. When scientists thought that they had Mew's DNA, they tried to clone Mew only to accidentally clone Ditto instead. Thinkers, just breathe a moment and ask yourselves why? Why such an incredibly close connection to Mew to the point scientists accidentally create it instead of Mew? It's just such a compelling argument, and honestly it makes me really want to rethink all of Pokemon lore, maybe even Scarlet and Violet and Sword Shield a bit. Anyway, tell me what you think about all this, Thinkers, in the comments down below, and don't forget we're still hosting giveaways for competitive Pokemon.
Thinkers, if you enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to support the channel's content monetarily, you can join as a member on Patreon or join on YouTube. Both will get your name in the credits and behind the scenes access. Now before I head out, be sure to share some of that love and support around at my partner's Instagram at ElfSpringArt.
Additionally, Elfie is now open for commissions publicly, so if you want something created, again, head down to their Instagram page.
Give them a follow. Love ya, Elfie! Thinkers, have a big-brained, thonky day, and be sure to think safe out there. Bye-bye!